Motorcycles Association. Here's a good look at the starting gate. That's how it starts. They've got a hydraulic lift that lifts that up. One little kick of a lever, the gates all drop at the same time, and we get this madness and mayhem into turn number 1, and we get Trent Batchelor out front grabbing the whole shot. We got Vincent Way in second, Caden Dudney, Kevin DePino, Hogan Mims, Eli Gross, Carson Wood, Landon Gibson's in there as well, but look at the battle shaping up early on.
Already Hogan Mims trying to make early moves, but look at this, coming out of the short chute, trying to establish thing right now. That Trent Batchelor still holding on to it.
Yeah, Trent has got the rails on the outside of this, heading into the 10 Commandments as we look back to that number 2 position. That is the number 70 of Hogan Mims, as you said, trying to make some moves. And I believe coming on the far inside of that one was the number 4 of Landon Gibson. Looks like he may have made a few passes up into a top 5, top 4 position, and may see him ready to challenge here pretty soon also.
Holy cow, exactly what we expected though here on this opening lap, Rodney. We knew we were going to see some aggression out of some of these guys. Vincent Wade just put himself in a really good position, gave up a couple spots there early, but still in the hunt. But I saw the number 70 of Hogan Mims, saw him get very aggressive, and I look to see him work his way up just a bit here.
I'll tell you the beauty of these third motos, and for a lot of these kids, you know, they come here with a lot of anxieties, and those anxieties, I think, are transferred from the moms, and, or more so from the dads, I think, heading into this, wanting their boy to jump this and wanting the boy to corner like that. After the first couple of motos, if things haven't gone so well, maybe dad's just totally given up at this point. There's no pressure on him, and we might see things happen out there. I mean, we've seen several other riders that struggled in the first couple of motos. Once we get into the third motos, they felt like, hey, it's all over now anyway, and they go out there and they do what we expected them to do from the beginning.
That's right. Some of the greatest motos we've seen down here at the ranch have come after disaster.
Yeah.
You know, such high expectations, something going, and then you see a 15th to run, one run. You know, you see a bad start and a crash to victory. So a lot of that is the case down here, and just luck of the draw. Everybody is so equally matched. You have the very best of the best, and little mistakes turn into big mistakes. And you know,
they have. Look at this. I hate to cut you off.
No, this is the race.
This is all good stuff going on the racetrack right now. What we're watching, but what we're looking for is a number 4 machine, and that would be Landon Gibson. I do not see a number 4. There he is, 16th place.
Oh,
Landon
disaster.
Gibson opens up in 16th place right now. He is looking at a 1-1-16, and that is 5th place overall. He has currently got to make up 10 positions in order to move into a chance at winning the championship, and 11 will win the championship. So he's got to work past at least all the way up to 9th place if things stay the way they are right now.
Wow, no easy task either. A lot of great competition ahead of him, a lot of fast kids. We talked about that buffer zone earlier. You know, you can't count on buffer zones. You can't ride with that mindset. You have to get in the pace that's comfortable for you, and most of these kids, it's wide open. But you still have to use as much caution as possible. So something happened there for Gibson.
Yeah, sure
slight miscue. Yeah, slight miscue. And sure enough, here we are. We're behind the game now.
Yeah, the anxieties of that first lap, the anxieties of coming in and knowing that you should be able to win this moto, or at least win this championship. There's a lot of weight bearing down on that on any individual that comes in the situation that we see the number 4 of Landon Gibson coming in. We'll see how he rises to the occasion. Meanwhile, we'll see how these riders take advantage of the situation. As Seth Dennis, Caden Dudney, Trent Batchelor are front runners up there. Hogan Mims as well, and Vincent Way rounding out the top 5. They try to get it sorted out. Dudney taking over that lead there aboard the number 40 machine, it looks like, and starting to establish some dominance as we look back to that number 2 spot. And that appears to be the 93 of Seth Dennis now.
Yeah, Seth Dennis rolling up in that number 2 spot. Looks like what we're going to see here is we're going to see these two push each other, starting to already see a big gap over that number 3 position. So these two, I believe, are going to focus on each other right now. He's going to sit back there, Dennis, in that 2nd position for a few minutes, I think. No sense of urgency right now. Going to watch a few lines if the opportunity presents itself, but I don't think going to push it at this moment.
Well, it is Dudney, Dennis, Mims, Carson Wood now in 4th. Cole Blecka rounds out your top 5. Jesse James Shedden, another spoiler out there, is running in the number 6 spot. Kevin DePino in 7th. Eli Gross in 8th. Landon Gibson is 9th place now. He runs aboard that number 71. Gibson, wow, Gibson, wait a minute. We just see it's DePino is 7th. Eli Gross is now 8th. Landon Gibson dropping back into the 9th place position now. Jonathan Getz rounding out the top 10. So Landon Gibson under that pressure back there. Meanwhile, these guys don't care. They know that they are battling for the championship, because right now it is Caden Dudney who looks like he can win the championship aboard the number 40. If Seth Dennis gets around him, it puts him in position and control the championship.
Exactly. Like I said, you see Dennis back here trying some different lines. Not going to get real aggressive, I don't think, as yet. Opportunity presents itself, like I said. But if they get too close, man, you've got both of these guys on the ground. If he tries to stick it in there, and I think this young man's smart enough to know that, not even halfway into this thing, only 6 minutes in. So a lot of time, but Dennis using a lot of different lines, knows where he's faster on this track.
Update on the battle for the championship right now. Landon Gibson, who is in a 9th place position, going 1:19, is actually tied with Seth Dennis for 2nd place. So at this moment, if things stay the way they are up front with Dudney and Dennis in the 1 and 2 spots, all we have to see is Landon Gibson gaining 2 positions. So if he can get into the 7th place position, then we will see Landon Gibson back in control of this championship.
Yeah, we're going to see this championship change hands a couple times over the next 13 minutes, I believe. Watching these young riders come through the beach right now, the Polysport Pond, very, very technical right now. These guys setting each other up. These guys really scoping out the opposite lines. Don't want to play follow the leader right whatsoever. Like I said, Dennis just kind of feeling it out, and right now he's got a really good line. He's not taking any chances.
Trying to get just inside and under the number 40 of Dudney. Dennis is doing so, not being too aggressive about it. Wow, what a shot there underneath the billboard.
I love that.
That was under, and we got that. Look at that. Dennis now taking that lead over into the number 1 position. So now we see and look at this, Landon Gibson checks in. We'll see how it changes thing when Dennis checks around in the 1st place position. But Landon Gibson up to 4th place.
Oh.
He's got a 1:14 and now a 4-point cushion.
There we go.
So he may have just secured that championship. If he can stay right there, the championship belongs to Landon Gibson. But wow, like you said, a lot of things happening, and we're only now a minute and a half longer into that since the last time you made that statement of a lot of things going to happen in the next 13 minutes.
You better believe it. And you know what? Gibson pulled over, put the wheels back on it, and he's back at it right now. That guy, holy cow, look at that. And like you said, 4-point cushion right now. So he knew the urgency. He knew exactly where he was. His team, you know, they kept him informed over there. And look at the change we have now. And Seth Dennis, textbook slingshot move. Like I said, did not push the issue, did not get aggressive, didn't get up there, bump tires and that kind of thing. And we knew that by trying those alternate lines, it was just a matter of which one was going to work. It was just a matter.
It was just a matter of time to figure it out, and he figured it out.
It was beautiful.
Wow, look at that. Look at the gap that he's already opened up between himself and Dudney. I mean, you have to wonder, was he that much faster, or did Dudney get that much wind knocked out of his sails after being passed like that?
I believe a little bit of both. I believe Dennis was faster the whole time, and like I said, didn't want to take any chances. Knew that it was probably going to happen, and it took everything that Dudney had to hold off and defend right there. I believe he was riding at max pace, and maybe he's going to hit the reset button here. You know, still only a few seconds back, probably 3 to 4 seconds. Maybe he's going to hit the reset button. But right now, coming up to almost halfway here, about 11 minutes to go in this one. So still a lot of time, but Landon Gibson, the man of the hour right now, putting that thing back in position to make it happen and giving himself some room as well.
Well, Seth Dennis, as we said, coming into this one, he had very respectable Moto 1 scores, a 7th place position, but that right there is what's keeping him out of this championship. Had he got a 6th or a 5th or even maybe a 4th, he would certainly be sitting a lot stronger right now. But again, a 7-2-1 scores 10, and that's hard to beat a 5 at this point. A 1-1-3 that we're seeing Landon Gibson holding on to right now. And so that 4-point cushion now is a 5-point cushion because Gibson gets around Blecka for 3rd. And I have to wonder if maybe mind games might not have been playing for Landon Gibson in the early part of this moto, and now that he's got the cobwebs out and got that all of his mind and thinking, I got to win, and he's focusing on moving forward, maybe that's why we've seen him falling back. Too much thinking in the beginning, only thinking about racing at this point.
Yeah, man, mental. We say it over and over again down here. It separates a lot of these kids. A lot of them, all of them, you know, like I said, they're members of the gym. They're going to compounds. They're training. Have very similar programs there. But at a young age, even, you know, 20 years old and under and stuff, it's really important to have that mental game. And that's going to separate some of them. Right now, Seth Dennis with a clear track using his desired line. While he was following Dudney, you know, he was using the alternate lines, going to make something happen. But right now he has his desired line and open track and really starting to put some real estate between him and that number 40 machine.
Well, last time around he was 6 seconds faster on that lap, opened up to a 5-second lead. Landon Gibson, by the way, 12 seconds back behind Caden Dudney. At this point, Landon Gibson's just making statements here as this moto wears on, as he moves up through the pack to third, a bronze medal now. If he can catch Dudney before moto end, then that would achieve a silver. And lo and behold, if things were to really work in his favor and he could track down Dennis and take that win and go for the sweep, which would be one of the few, if any, well, there's only a handful of guys, maybe 2 or 3, that have been able to sweep this week. If we can see that happen, that will be a big achievement for Gibson. And I tell you, especially knowing what kind of struggles he had in the early part of this moto. But I have to say, Seth Dennis is going to be hard to get around here, even late in the moto, no matter what kind of steam Landon Gibson comes rolling with.
Yeah, Gibson has it 2:16, 2:18 last time for Dennis. 8 minutes, probably going to be about maybe a lap and a half or so before that 2-lap card comes up. Hard to say, but I can tell you this: catching Dennis and passing Dennis is going to be 2 different things right now. It's going to take a lot to catch him, and then once you get there, you're going to have to figure out how to handle him.
Yes, exactly right, and that's the beauty. Even at the level of 65, 7, 9-year-olds, these kids have figured out how to make that bike wide and kind of unpassable at points.
Yeah, and that comes from such a young age. You know, you've met Steele Henderson. Steele, 4 years old.
Right.
The thing about Steele at 4 years old, he's been going to every MX compound, every training, every Jimmy Weiner's, this and that, with his older brother since he was in a stroller. He has listened to every coach on the sidelines. You know, yeah, exactly. And Alex Hunter says, tell that kid to go to school. No doubt. But that's the case of it. They've got such similar programs.
Yeah. Hey, we got a lost dog, a found dog. Dog found. That's it. We got a medium black dog with a pink collar. It's got a tan face and is at the trackside office. This dog has been found. Once again, medium-sized black dog with a pink collar. It has a tan face, and it's at the trackside office. If you lost little Fido, head on over to the MX Sports office trailer and get your puppy. It's in good hands, and if you decide you don't want it, I imagine it could find its way back to Ohio. That sounds like a cute one to me.
Well, look at this, Rodney. Here we go, closing in on 6 minutes right now. Seth Dennis about 3, almost 4 seconds over Kate Dudney last time around. Landon Gibson still riding in that third spot. I don't see him anywhere on the monitor to tell me that he's moved up into that number 2 spot yet. No,
Dudney just went by in the 2nd place position. We'll see if Gibson and if and how much. So only 10.5 seconds now between Caden Dudney and Landon Gibson. Once again, Hayden Deegan, the crew of Hayden Deegan, listen up. You guys accidentally took the shield from the podium. That's the prop shield. We need you to bring that back to the podium ASAP, please. Hayden Deegan's camp, please return the shield to the podium. It's a prop. You will get your championship shield, which will have less scratches, less dirt, less fingerprints, and things like that on it whenever you come up to the Lucas Oil Arena for the awards presentation. 5.5 minutes left to go in this one, Megawatt.
Wow. I can tell you a little bit ago, thinking, man, a lot of time left in this one, but now here we are coming up to the 2-lap card. And sure enough, next time around, the number 93, Seth Dennis, going to see that number 2 on that card.
Well, I'll tell you, to recap this race with 5 minutes left to go, Caden Dudney, I believe, Trent Batchelor actually got out to the hole shot in this one aboard the number 28 machine. He had Seth Dennis, Caden Dudney, and several other guys behind him, but eventually Dudney takes over the lead. Seth Dennis works his way into second. They have a whale of a battle up front. While they're doing that, Landon Gibson had dropped out of the top 15, was actually running 16th place on lap number 2.
Man.
And then, of course, as the race wore on, it looked like the heir apparents would be Seth Dennis and Caden Dudney. They were battling for the championship. They were at that point the most consistent, but then all of a sudden Gibson started making his way through the pack. He got into a position around 7th place, and once he got into 7th and 6th place, that secured the title for him, but that was not enough. He keeps climbing, gets past Jonathan Getz, Carson Wood. Last he passed Cole Blacka for the number 3 spot, and closing that gap up ever so slightly on Caden Dudney for the number 2 spot. But Gibson's in a Moto bronze situation. I know he probably realizes he should have the championship on lockdown at this point, so not sure what Landon Gibson's going to do here in the remaining moments with the 2 lap board coming out on this one.
I think now, I believe everybody knows exactly where he's at in position in championship as well. And definitely with the 2 lap card out, want to keep that pace as solid and consistent as possible. Want to ride your familiar line, just want to maintain that pace, I believe, and take it to the end if things go our way and we're able to, get up there and make a pass, or something happen here, that's fine. But right now, just put this thing on championship management.
There you go. 7 laps down, working on lap number 8, and working on crowning another champion. If you want to know how things are going to break down as far as the top 3 overall are, it would be Gibson, Seth Dennis, and Caden Dudney. Cole Blacka will be 4th, and Trent Batchelor would then round out your top 5 overall. The Moto medals will go down like this. Dennis is looking for a gold, Dudney looking for silver, and Gibson obviously looking for that bronze and that seal on the deal for that championship. So close to making the sweep of the 1-1-1, but at the same time so close to seeing that championship slip away also in the early part of this race.
Yeah, well, that early battle right there between Dennis and Dudney, that thing lasted about 3 laps, and after disaster struck, Gibson just quietly worked his way back up there, patted that thing just a little bit. While everybody was focused on that battle for the lead, he put himself back in the exact position he needed to be, and white flag should be out right now. These guys working their way back around. Here comes your leader. Looks like right now is that number 93. That is Seth Dennis. Hanging on to this thing right now, bringing it around one more time. Sends it up and over the tabletop, so white flag out. Seth Dennis, this time only 1.9 seconds ahead of Dudney, just about 2 seconds. So Dudney backing off that time to a 2:18.4. Landon Gibson coming through in that 3rd position. He's a 2:18.3 that time. So not really going to have an opportunity to move up. Doesn't need to. Has plenty of points. Has padding as well. So no need to take any chances on this last lap. I'm sure he won't. Just want to make sure we get through all those ruts. Make sure we don't hit any of those holes out there and keep the thing on 2 wheels. And overcoming adversity early in this one, the number 4 machine, Landon Gibson, picking himself up out of Loretta Lynn's soil and putting himself back into championship contention within about 2 to 3 laps. While you had a major battle going on up front, Gibson securing a championship in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th positions, getting himself up into that number 3 spot, of course. Rodney making his way down right now, getting everything squared away, and want to holler out to the Deegan camp if you guys haven't done so. If you could bring that podium shield back, appreciate it. You guys will get the official shield, like Rodney said, going to get the new stock at tonight's award ceremony. So if you could bring the podium shield back, we appreciate it. Need to use it for the rest of the afternoon here. 93, Seth Dennis working his way through some traffic now. Got to be very careful here. A bunch of lapped riders coming into the sandy section here. We know he likes this loose stuff. Gonna launch it up over that step up, headed for the cake slice. Down into the sands of Polysport Pond. Seth Dennis making his way out of this nasty left-hander down here. Going into the deepest rut, making it look easy. And there he is with the Moto win, that number 93, Seth Dennis. Cade Dudney about 3 seconds behind, so the number 40, Cade Dudney, holding on for a silver medal in this moto. And here he comes right now, the number 4 of Landon Gibson. Wraps it up right there. That makes it official. Dennis, Dudney, and Gibson. So riders continue to exit the track, and it's Seth Dennis, that number 93 machine. Locked in a heck of a battle early in this one with Cade Dudney. Dudney finally succumbing to a little bit of that pressure. Dennis able to open up a bit of a lead, finishes with a 3.14 second gap. Landon Gibson, after an early mistake, picking himself up outside the top 10, bringing himself back into championship contention and sealing the deal with a 3rd place here in this moto. Seth Dennis turning a 2:19 at the end right there, having a fast lap of 2:14.6. And that was lap number 4. This one going 9 laps. So going into race management mode late into the game, and still turning a 2:19.2. Dudley finished up with a 2:20, but the fast lap of 2:14.6, that was by Seth Dennis on lap number 4.
Seth, man, burning it up out there, coming out doing what you wanted to do, I'm sure, in those first 2 motos, taking a moto win. Tell me how you made this one happen today.
Off the bat, I just knew I didn't get a good whole shot, but then I started coming through the pack pretty fast, so I'm like, I can do this. And then Caden come through. I was up to Caden. He was going inside roll double. I had the little bit faster line going outside double, and that's why I passed him. And it was just staying consistent after that.
What was your mindset coming into this? And what was you wanting to do? Just come out here and win and hope for the best?
Yeah, this class was kind of like, if I win or I don't, it's whatever.
It's whatever. So you come out and win. You do what you need to do, man, to put that exclamation point on the season here. Who do you want to say thanks to?
My mom, my dad, my sister, Donald Sully, Orange Brigade, Nate and Hope, Twin Lapis, Gloves, Scott's, Alpine Stars, Asterisk, 60, Pro Taper, NOS, Twisted, Thrill Seekers. That's all. Thank you.
There you go. Thank you, Seth Dennis, taking Moto Gold here in this 65cc 7 to 9-year-old class. We'll take a few photos and we'll reset the podium and bring Landon Gibson's bike up, but we'll bring our Moto bronze. Actually, we'll bring our Moto Silver award winner up here, our 2nd place finisher in Caden Dudney, and talk with him here in just a second. Again, bringing that 3rd place bike up and the championship bike up next. If you guys would, you want to take a couple photos? You got your photos? Okay, we got our photos, and we'll switch things out here. So let's bring up 2nd place and silver medal award winner here in Moto 2, Caden Dudney. Caden Dudney, we need you on the podium. Now they're yelling at him. Caden. It's a hot one out there. I don't blame him. I'd be moving a little bit slow myself if I was in this position. There you go, buddy. How about it? Taking silver in Moto 3, Caden Dudney, ladies and gentlemen. Caden, had yourself a heck of a battle out there, man. All you could do was come out here and do what you did in this 3rd moto, huh? Tell me about it.
It was good, got a good start, so I just stayed up front.
stayed up front. You got in that good battle back there. At one point in a chance to win the championship, but nonetheless, still a good, strong finish here with the top 3 for the 2019 season. Are you satisfied with it?
Yes.
Who do you want to say thanks to?
My mom, my dad, NOS Suspension, Kyle, Zach, Altus Motorsports, Scott Goggles, Fly Racing, and yeah.
There you go. Put your hands together there. Caden Dudney, second place in the silver here in Moto number 3. And with that, let's go ahead and bring up Trent Batchelor, also our Bell Helmets Hole Shot Award winner. Trent Batchelor coming over to pick up $100 here. And thanks to the Deegans for bringing the shield back also. And there you go. Put your hands together. Trent Batchelor, ladies and gentlemen, taking $100 hole shot there from Bell Helmets. Congratulations, buddy. Tell me how you made that happen.
I don't know, just on the gas the whole way and swept around the outside and got it.
There you go, man. Maybe you can make that happen again in the future. So good luck to you in that, and congratulations on the $100. Who do you want to say thanks to?
My mom, my dad, Action Cycles and Sleds, Fly, MX Mental, Rep MX, and everybody else I forgot. Thank you.
Trent Batchelor, ladies and gentlemen, taking home the Bell Helmets Hole Shot Award. And we'll switch checks with you here. You take this little check, I'll keep the big check. And we're going to bring up a bronze medal winner. And, of course, our national champion in this 65cc 7 to 9-year-old class. Put your hands together for the number 4 of Landon Gibson. Landon, step on back here, buddy, and let's talk back here behind this nice motorcycle that took you to the national championship here. And here's that nice big plaque. You got that Moto X Compound championship belt. You've got the shield here from, of course, MX Sports and the Amateur National Motocross Championship and the American Motorcyclists Association. You got yourself a championship, buddy. Tell me how you made that happen.
It was a lot of work. Went down on the start 42nd, came back to 3rd, and at that point I knew I had the championship. So I just kind of rode my race, and thanks to the Pro Circuit motor just hooking up amazing. These Dunlop tires just working so good.
Man, I tell you, when you get a great combination like that, you're tough to beat, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
So what's the plans for the future for you?
Well, last year I said I'm going to come out here and I'm going to win it, and I did. And next year I'm going to come out here and I'm going to win it again.
There you go. Landon Gibson laying down the law right there. And, of course, I'm sure there's some folks you want to say thanks to.
I'd like to thank Jesus Christ for keeping me safe. My mom, my dad, Roost, Moto X Compound, Matt Walker, Timmy Bedore, Nas, Justin Boyd, Pro Circuit, Dunlop, Answer, 100%, Pro Taper, Nihilio, and everybody else I forgot to thank you.
There you go. And here's that bronze medal to go along with that national #1 plate being handed to you right now. Put your hands together as Mr. Alex Hunter gives to this young man the AMA national #1 plate, recognizing his national championship in this 65cc 7 to 9-year-old class. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Landon Gibson, your national champion.
Okay, Rodney, race number 25 coming up next. That's 450C. 450C out on that sight lap right now. Looks like Tyler Foster in control of this one with a 1-1. Foster coming out of Culloden, Georgia. Riding a Yamaha. 1-1 in this one. Looks like one of his competitors right now going to be Kyle Petrie. Kyle with a 3-2 sitting on 5 points. Travis Randonella also in there with 7 points. He's got a 4-3 under his belt. Got a good variance in some of these results as well. Going to see some inconsistencies out of some of these